music. Okay. In the spirit of reconciliation, the new Blurt acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respect to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today.
Good evening. You are on the Blurt. Well, as I have said many times, you are sort of nearly on the Blurt. You're just about on the Blurt. You're going to be on the Blurt very, very, very soon. Look, without further ado, we have stuffed around a lot this evening, so we are running behind time, but we will give you an incredibly good show, so I will just get going here. We have got the COVID countdown. We're going to talk about what's happening in India. We're going to talk about come on down and get your vaccine. Roll up. Everybody get into the nearest vaccine center you can get to if you're over the age of 50. Otherwise, just stay home. Make sure you got a mask. Okay, we've got party in the USA. Whether you know or not, we will let you know. They are looking at legalizing weed in America. Believe it or not, the country that started the war on drugs. I believe Billie Holiday was the first unfortunate victim to be started in that war. But that's another story. Anyway. And we've got listen to this. Wency, my learned colleague, has got a brilliant piece of music tonight from Tash Sultana, and we will discuss what he's been listening to and the album, etc., etc. I won't digress anymore on that. And we've got a fantastic Beerducation. So look. As I said, we've been running behind time, so we don't want to muck about here. We just want to get into it. We just want to start the show. So without any further ado and without me stuffing around in any way whatsoever, just bear with me because I've just got a slight issue, but it's all right. It's all coming back. We'll be there in 4 seconds. Just count them. 4. It's happening. It'll be at you. Here we go. I will not stop talking till here we go.
I can't take it anymore. Good afternoon, good evening, good day, and good morning, Blurtsters, wherever you are around the world. You are listening to the Blurt.
You absolutely are listening to the Blurt, and I'm sorry about that disgusting beginning to the program. It's been an interesting start. There you go, this evening already. It's actually 2021 on the 4th of May. May the 4th. Happy Star Wars to you, Wency.
And to you too.
May the 4th be with you, as they say.
Yes. Oh, you've started drinking early. Good to see.
Yes, well, the show's going so well so far. I thought that just might help.
Yes, well, you did say morning, so you've got your timings all out of whack.
It's very, very true. So, as this of this show does say, wherever you are in the world, we are coming at you from Victoria and from the north of Australia as well, from Queensland.
Sunny Queensland.
Sunny Queensland.
For once, not raining like other weeks.
Is it actually sunny? Is it?
It was. I was actually in shorts and t-shirt and was actually feeling quite warm for a change.
Oh my goodness gracious me! That's unbelievable. I can't believe it. I find that very hard to believe.
As opposed to the week I was in Melbourne last week, as you know, freezing my ass off every day.
You might have been freezing your ass off, but the sun was out.
It was, yes. Still took a while to thaw the arse, but it's still too cold for me. I think I've naturalised to the Queensland climate.
I think what you mean is you've softened. What you were that's the explanation you're looking to. It's softened.
Okay, I was going to say something else, but it's R-rated, so I better not say it.
Oh, that's okay. When we do the upload, I always tick explicit, so it's all good. Sorry, all good. Say what you like. It's not a problem. No. Anyway, so how's your week been? What's been going on? Anything interesting?
Yeah, a couple of little interesting information I gleaned from a work colleague. He's a German colleague of mine, and he was telling me that in Germany, when when you move out of home that you're renting, there's two things that you've got to do when you leave or when you vacate your tenancy. One is you have to repaint the whole house. And second, you've got to take your whole kitchen. So it's a mobile kitchen.
Back the truck up. What was that?
Exactly. That's what I said.
What? You have to take the whole kitchen?
Yes. So the only thing that gets left behind is the plumbing. So you take the sink, you take your cupboards, you take your fridge, whatever else you've got in the kitchen has to go. Apparently that's the law. Has to go. You can sell it, but there's no point because.
What about if your stove is built in to the kitchen, or do they not have built-in stoves?
Maybe they don't have built-in stoves. Maybe it's all just click and unclick. I don't know. But you can
go for it. Sorry.
I was just going to say, you can imagine that you might have one style of kitchen that you've got, then you move into a house that is maybe an old retro style, and they just don't match. It just makes no sense to me. That's
nuts, man. And this guy's from Germany, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. I did hear something similar from Scandinavian countries as well. I think not Holland, Sweden. I think they do something similar there as well. I think you have to take all the stuff. Yeah, wow. It's weird because why I find that particularly weird is because when you're in England, many times you get fully furnished flats. So when you move in, you've got all your gear. You don't need any gear. So
which we have here in Australia as well, but that's just a different level.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I've heard about you've got to take your fixtures and fittings, but your fridge. Well, I mean, it makes sense. You do have to take the fridge, but the oven,
sink, the oven, the sink, and all your.
Excuse me. Now back the truck up. Did you say you have to take the sink?
Yes, everything. You leave an empty kitchen for the next tenant to come in and put their own kitchen. Yeah, I was speechless as well. It took me a few seconds to utter some other words to this friend.
Can you do me and the Blursters a favour and do a bit of research on that for the next show? Because seriously, I would like some extrapolation because that's got my head spinning.
Just for Germany or for other countries?
Oh, it'd just be interesting to see if Germany and other countries. So if you can do a bit of research on that.
And anyone listening out there, if you've got any information, just chuck it on our Facebook or any of our other socials that we've got out there. If you go to Facebook, you'll find us there.
Yeah, you'll find us on Twitter as well. We've got an @BlurtStar. And as you say, definitely on Facebook, there's a BlurtStar there. But you can always, I think you always Facebook Wency or myself, either or you can always use the New Blurt YouTube channel as well. Yes. So many ways of getting in touch, or if you want to, you can post a comment
as well.
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. Freaking lootly. Well, with that, because we have been a bit late, I think we should probably just crack on a bit and do this. No, I'm not sure how loud that was, but it doesn't really matter. COVID. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so that's COVID countdown, and more than happy if you want to start on some COVID news this week.
Sure. As we know, India's not doing too well on the COVID front, both in terms of cases and their deaths seems to be increasing on a weekly basis. The cases seems to have dropped down a bit over the last couple of days compared to, I think the highest got over 400,000 on Saturday last weekend.
In one day?
In one day, just cases, but that's the official number. So we don't know about the unofficial figures.
Yeah.
And I've just come across some news this evening that the Indian Premier League 2020 cricket tournament has been suspended indefinitely due to the ongoing crisis in India. So we'll have a whole bunch of sports people stuck in India, amongst other Australian citizens who are already stuck there. So, yeah, it's not looking great, is it?
No, it isn't looking great. And as you know, our favourite Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, has said that if anyone tries to come back from India, he's going to arrest them and they can be fined up to $60,000. Apparently, this is in the policy. But the interesting thing is that when he was quizzed on this, he said, look, absolutely next to no chance that no one's going to get fined. It's ever going to be imposed. And so it begs the question, well, if it's not going to be imposed, why the hell even talk about it, you big douche?
Why announce it? Yeah.
I mean, seriously, all you've done is made every single Indian citizen hate you.
Yes.
That is an Indian Australian citizen. And the ones overseas aren't too wrapped either.
Yeah.
So,
and we'll have both, even Australian citizens here are shocked and disappointed with the announcement. So not just the ones stuck over there. So there's been, yeah.
Absolutely. And it's interesting because it's actually coming from his own party. Matt Canavan, who I know that you would not be a massive fan of, and I am not either. But even he, believe it or not, said that this was a bad thing to do. Now, if Matt Canavan,
if he's upset,
if he's coming at you, there must be definitely something wrong.
Exactly.
I was actually talking to a friend of mine at work the other day who's just come. Well, actually, she hasn't come back from India. She's still in India. And she's been stuck in her house for 2 weeks and she's daren't to go outside, sort of thing. She's near Bangalore and her parents are in there with her, type thing. And I don't know how big the house is, but she said it's pretty bad and that they're a little bit sort of scared in their situation. And I was sort of just having a chat to her about President Modi, etc. And how he sort of encouraged so many of the shires and towns and the leaders of those areas to do a Trump, because he basically is Indian Trump, to open up as much as they possibly can, and as early as they can, and forsake the medical advice not to do that, and et cetera, et cetera. So so as you say, they are in deep of the Shizen. And just a little bit more information there. India has recorded more than 20 million COVID infections, but the government said that the cases are slowing down. Exactly as you just said, they had 400,000 the other day. The testing numbers have dipped as well, sparking fears that India's true caseload is far higher. This is something that we were talking about with Russia a while ago when we were sort of looking at all the stats around the world type thing. Russia was definitely underreporting, misrepresenting their numbers, and India will be too, because Modi's, a bit Trump-esque. So he'll be falsifying some of that stuff as well. Case numbers, however, have been consistently falling in the Maharashtra state, which had driven the second wave since early April. This is the bad part. Meanwhile, an oxygen shortage has shown no signs of abating, and people in several hotspot cities, including the capital Delhi, are struggling for treatment. So, you heard it right. They are having a shortage of oxygen.
Yes, and I've also read that there are some states in India, the politicians are threatening legal action against journalists who are reporting about the shortage of oxygen and things like that. Because
do you mean the Indian journalists that are embedded in India?
No, yes. So that they don't want to. The politicians over there are saying that there is no shortage, and that everything's fine, that there's nothing wrong with the COVID outbreak and anything like that, so it's not out of control. And they're threatening jail time for journalists who report such things.
Jail time.
Yeah. So pretty disgusting, considering how bad the situation is over there, that they're making up all these lies. But like you said, it's pretty much like a Trump administration all around.
Yeah, it very muchly is, and he's he's, as you say, it's just not a good situation. But from a COVID perspective and different COVID information, there is a bit of good information, which is that we now, I'm not sure what the situation in Queensland is, but we can get the vaccine down here for over 50. In Victoria
I've got decades to wait. Damn. I'm only 30.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're eligible to get it, or any other Victorian?
Yes, I'm definitely eligible to get it. Now
the question is it freely available? Can you get it at a required location? Do they have stock?
Yes, they do. Yes, I can. I can say yes to all of that.
Excellent.
Definitely, I can definitely. It's in the. It's at Jeff's shed.
Oh yes, I have seen news footage, and I thought it was Jeff's shed.
So you can just walk in.
Right. So you don't have to make an appointment or anything. Interesting. Cool.
Yeah, no, you don't have to make an appointment. You can absolutely just walk in. It's there's no issues there at all. But you can book, but apparently it's harder to book. So I was just going to walk in. I'm thinking about trying to go in tomorrow. I'm thinking.
Right. During a lunch break.
Well, I was thinking I'm having lunch with family, so that may not work. But I am definitely trying to definitely I want to get that jab as soon as I can. Type thing. Because it'll be good for the family and et cetera.
And the community as well, so that it doesn't get spread. So there's a lot of positives about getting it.
Yeah.
And I'll get it when
the negatives. Yeah, no, I was just going to say the negatives are when you public transport that the only people aren't wearing. I don't know what it's like, but we've got mask mandates if you use public transport, and the only ones that aren't wearing it are usually between the ages of 18 and around about 30, which is 16 and 30. It's pretty annoying, to be honest.
Sure is. Especially when it's shown all over the public transport that you must wear a mask. There's posters everywhere on the trains, at the platforms. I've seen them. It's very visible, so you can't miss it.
Well, it is. But the thing, no one's doing anything about it, I mean, it's just, it's getting annoying, very annoying. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe those people are, I don't know. Maybe they're smoking too much weed.
Maybe.
Which will segue into a new old segment, the Party in the USA, because I changed it in mid-20s when Douche was there to be I don't want to be an American idiot. And now we've got Biden there. I thought, well, I'm going to have to put it back to Party in the USA.
Yeah, exactly, because it's all looking positive and fun, isn't it?
Well, I don't know about fun. They've still only got 40% of America covered, vaccinated, which is pretty good. And they've got 40 million in England. I don't know if it's England or the UK, but it's definitely the England, if you know what I mean. 40 million have been vaccinated. I'm not sure what our number is here. Maybe 800,000. Who knows? Anyway, not talking about that. We are talking about Party in the USA. And the Party in the USA, well, it never stops. It never stops, the Party in the USA, because the Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, a strong advocate for marijuana legalization, is ready to move ahead with major changes to federal laws prohibiting the use, sale, and production of cannabis products with or without the support of President Joe Biden. So during the 2020 presidential campaign, Biden was a Democratic proponent of tough drug laws. During his long Senate career, was the only leading Democratic primary candidate to oppose federal legalization of the plant, saying more study is needed. And the White House press secretary Jen Psaki told reporters last week Biden's position has not changed on full legalization since the campaign. So it's definitely been talked about in the House. And what are your thoughts on legalization of marijuana?
I think it's definitely heading that direction here in Australia as well, but I think that there's merit in it when it's supervised and for medical reasons. But yeah, as long as it's controlled and from what I understand with medicinal marijuana is you can't get high on it, is my understanding. So go for it. If it's going to help you with your pain relief and shit like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I tend to sort of be down most of those same paths. But a couple of things to remember is that there's many states in America already have, many states in America have already enabled legalization of marijuana in many states. And I think Colorado was one of the first ones. And I was listening the other day to someone who's pretty close to this, and it was interesting because I disagree with what he was saying, but he had really good, valid arguments to back it up. He was saying that even if you legalize marijuana, it would increase the demand for marijuana illegally and legally. And I was trying to ascertain why that would be the case.
Yeah, I wonder. Well, I don't understand how the illegal side will get increased when it's a totally different product.
Yeah, that's the part I don't understand. The other thing about, we'll get back to that in a second, but the other thing about marijuana now, as compared to, say, 20 years ago when, I partook a little bit, not a lot for a long time, but just a little bit.
No inhaling, of course.
No inhaling, absolutely. And yeah, that stuff wasn't as like high grade and intense and hydroponic as they make nowadays. I mean, there's been so many different sort of situations and studies now done on the intensity of the marijuana that people are buying, and even when they get it legally. And, it's bringing on psychosis far more than it ever did, when hippies were taking it and even, when I smoked a bit years ago and whatever. So you're saying it's a stronger product now? Much, yeah, way stronger, far more intense. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So it can be interesting. But years ago, you would have never thought that weed was really an addictive product. It was addictive to the few that sort of was studying and smoked around their house and whatever, and then in a few years' time they stopped smoking, or maybe they kept smoking, whatever the situation. But it wasn't a massive percentage of people getting, say, hooked on weed. Unlike, say, cocaine or crack or heroin or any of those horrible, high grade narcotics, etc. Weed sort of was always in the small ballpark of that, if you understand what I mean. Yeah, the lesser evils. But I have read in the past that many of those people who do take weed can then move on to harder drugs. Yeah. Simply because association of the dealers that they're dealing with, they'll just go, "Oh, instead of marijuana, would you like this stuff?" Which is absolutely, and that's why I've always sort of thought that I mean, I know this sounds a bit out there, but I've always thought that you should probably just legalize all drugs to a certain extent, because then you just cut out the black market and you can control the legality of what's going into the substances. I mean,
just like the cigarettes, though, and then you'll have big corporations that make billions and billions of dollars, and then
which happens now, except that people get machine gunned to death, and families lose lives, and you know, there's no difference. It's just that these guys are multi-billionaires legally, you know, are killing people. These other guys are killing people and are multi-billionaires.
But then we won't get shows like Narcos on Netflix.
No, that's true. You wouldn't be getting that anymore. You'd be getting. There was another show a while ago, and I can't remember who was in it, but you would know all the actors there. They were sort of older actors, and it was all about a Colorado weed shop. And it was a series, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was.
No, I don't know that one.
No, it was a long time ago. I watched a couple of episodes. Actually, just apropos of nothing, the interview, I picked it up, and you can stream it anywhere, but you can rent it on Google Movies on YouTube. So I'm going to do that.
Okay, cool.
The trailer looked awesome.
Yes, it did. Didn't it? I have seen the trailer for it. Need to find the time to watch it.
Yes, well, that's where I'm going to use it when I'm on the tram going to work.
Yes, good idea.
I think so. Look, with all that weed speak, I don't know about you, it's got me a bit thirsty. So I think it's time for a bit of this. That wonderful atmospheric, not surreal, but serene sound.
It is very serene. It's music to my ears.
I thought it might be. Oh, actually, do you know what? I've gone early on that. I've gone very early.
You have. I didn't want to say anything, but
you should have said something. You definitely should have said something.
I'm up for a beer at any time, so it doesn't matter when it comes in. What section of the show?
No,
shall we do the music first?
Yes, we definitely do the music first. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry about that, Blursters. No, we're not educationing yet. No, I completely forgot the subject. What am I doing? Jesus, I'm on. Oh, see, there you go. I'm on drugs tonight. No doubt about it.
Someone's not following the script tonight.
Exactly right. So, look, with that, I'm going to hand it over to you, Wency, for Listen to This.
Do we have a sting?
No, we don't, but we will on the podcast.
We will on the podcast. Fantastic. Alrighty. So this week I am reviewing an Australian artist by the name of Tash Sultana. And the album I'm actually reviewing is Terra Firma, their latest album that they released this year. So Tash was given a guitar at the age of 3 by her grandfather, which she took like a duck to water. She got so fascinated by it that school took a back seat to her learning the guitar. So she started perfecting her usage of the guitar, or learning all the keys, etc. To the point where she, at a young age, I don't know, I think it was about 13 or 14, she obtained fake ID and started performing open mic sessions where she honed her skills using the guitar and her singing voice. Sorry, I keep saying they, and it's they. Tash goes by the name of they, them, and their. So they are neither male or female. So that's how they identify. So.
Oh, right. I didn't realise that. I hadn't appreciated that.
Yes, okay. I believe they were born female, but they are now gender neutral. So it's a they. So I will refer to Tash as.
That would affect her music, I would have thought, how she wrote or how they wrote, what they wrote
possibly.
about, I would have thought.
Yeah.
But
possibly. But, they've got a great voice. They had a breakdown in year 12, managed to pass that year. But the following year, after they finished high school, Tash started busking in Bourke Street Mall. So this was around the year 2014, I think it was. I didn't write it down, but just going backwards in the timeline. So they were busking in Bourke Street Mall. They soon recorded a video in their bedroom called Jungle and uploaded it onto YouTube, which got about 1 million views in under 5 days. That album, or that song, sorry, reached number 3 in the Hottest 100 in 2016. And the music is what saved Tash's life from that drug-induced psychosis that they had back in 2013, so straight after high school. Since mastering the guitar, Tash has mastered over a dozen instruments, including the saxophone, the piano, the trumpet, keyboard, and a bunch of other instruments.
I hate a smart ass.
Yeah, same. I can't even learn the G chord on a guitar, let alone.
You were about to say the G string, weren't you? You were about to say the G string.
I was hoping no one was going to notice. Damn it. So Terra Firma's their latest album, has these dreamy blues.
With your teeth, I imagine.
Yes. Now you've thrown me off. It's got some dreamy blues tones. It's very mellow, and I would class it as almost lo-fi music. Very easy to listen to. I've listened to it while studying or working, just have it in the background. It basically chronicles Tasha's universe, or their life, as they're around about 25 now. So it just chronicles the last few years of their life. Tasha's got a couple of collaborations on the album. There's an up-and-coming Victorian singer by the name of Josh Cashman. There's another song called Willow Tree, one of my favourites, with the singer Jerome Farrar. Jerome's also Melburnian. He had a hit back last year with a song called I Can't Breathe, which was written days after the George Floyd killing.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter. So that was a massive hit last year. I'm pretty sure I voted that in my Hottest 100 Triple J for last year because I really loved it. And
maybe we'll put a link to that on the show notes.
Yes, definitely. Some of my other fave tracks on the album is Greed, which is basically about greed and the pressures of hitting it big. Willow Tree with Jerome, which I love, which has got a bunch of instruments that Tash plays, such as the guitar, the trumpets and saxophone, and I've got a little bit to play here.
Just before you play that, Wency, you play that, just a couple of other things with Tash. She had J Awards in 2016. She won the Unearthed Artist of the Year, National Live Music Awards 2016, Live Roots Act of the Year, Live Guitarist of the Year, International Live Achievement Solo. She won in 2017 National Live Music Awards. So yeah, she, as you say, they are a force of nature.
Oh, they are, and I'm sure they'll keep producing many hits over the years to come.
Well, don't keep us waiting. I want to hear some of this.
I won't. Let's press play. Soft and mellow, very dreamy, earthy.
Is that start or the finish?
It's in the middle. I just played this bit because it's got Jerome in it.
We won't even make the last dessert. I've been reaching for the stars, ain't no astronaut. This woman on me, hey. I can't stand it for everybody comes and knocking to my door.
Yeah, that just gives a sense of what Tash's talents are.
That just gives you a bit of the flavour, as they
A
say.
bit of the flavour, yes.
Yeah.
So that's all I've got. But yes, listen to it. The album goes for around about 1 hour. 14 songs on it, 14 tracks.
Gee whiz, that's quite a big album nowadays, because a lot of times I think they only do about 8 or something. So 14 is a lot.
They usually only go for about 30 to 40 minutes these days.
That's true. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, a few explicit songs in there with bad language for those kids who might be listening.
Who love bad language. So,
yes,
yeah,
of course. Yes.
So, yeah. So basically, you're saying any kids out there that love bad language, go and get this album.
Go and listen to it. Yes, go for it. Listen to your heart's content. So have you got anything for us today?
No, nothing at all. This is your segment. I just enjoy it. I sit back and listen. And that was brilliant. Absolutely excellent. And I will definitely be looking out for Tash Sultana.
Yes.
As we talked about, she's so many accolades, and just the fact that she's multi-instrumentalist, they do my head in, because
who needs a band?
I'm a very bad guitarist and very frustrated one.
I bet you aren't.
Oh, I bet you I am.
And, better than me.
But like Prince and Beck and some of these guys, I mean, seriously, they're just really they do your head in.
It does. The talent and the music and the songwriting and everything that just comes out of these people is just phenomenal.
I must admit, it did used to depress me slightly, and still little bits of me it depresses me. They can be so good, but I must admit, I have forced myself to be inspired by it rather than to be depressed by it.
Yes.
Because
I'm sure if they ask for computer skills, you will run rings around them. So your talents are elsewhere.
Oh, look, that could be true, but I would prefer them to be on the guitar.
Yes, yes. I see what you mean, yes.
Yes, definitely. But now this time, it is time for... Education.
Beautiful sounds.
It is. It's wonderful sounds, and that wonderful sound came from I will tell you exactly what it is. It is a Rover Henty St Ale. Henty, sorry, my bad. Henry Street Ale is full of flavour, bursting with juicy tropical fruit hop aromas. The beer is unfiltered, full flavoured, and damn drinkable. Now, I would agree with that. It is damn drinkable. No doubt about it.
It's got a nice golden colour, a little bit dark.
No, it's super light, actually.
Okay,
really
light. Right, I can see that now.
Yeah, really light. But it is really, really easy to drink. And it's actually, if you feel a bit iffy in the stomach, one like this actually settles you a bit.
Oh, awesome. So you said it was an ale?
Okay. It is. It's not an IPA. Oh, I don't have the can. I should have the can, but I do have the details. So alcohol is only 4.3, so just a little lighty. And it just says, just an ale, beer style ale. It might as well just say beer style beer.
Beer, your traditional beer, just ale, your English ale.
It is indeed, but it's very, very nice. Very nice.
A little fruity.
Yeah, it is. It's
Hoppy.
You can't.
Nice.
It's about to bounce. You can smell
it.
But but no, it's very nice, very fruity. My friend, what are you consuming this evening?
I have picked up a local beer by Ether Brewing. That's AETHER.
I'm glad you.
I do pick up some of the weird ones, don't I?
I just picked up a local. Oh, really? I don't think you should be saying that publicly, but you know.
Yes, I am famous around the streets here.
I'm glad you finished that sentence. All right, local beer. Yep. Okay.
Beer.
Excellent.
Ether, and it is called Black as Your Heart IPA. So I'm just going to show it on the camera here for those who are watching. So it is an actual black heart on the can with a skeleton hand holding the heart.
That is just a funky ass can.
And this is what I love about craft beer is just the really awesome artwork that goes to these cans. So yeah, sometimes it's like horse racing. I'll pick the colours of the jockey, of what they're wearing, rather than whatever the horse is. Sometimes I do that with beer.
Yes.
All right.
Well, so you've got no idea what this is going to be like then?
I have no idea what colour it is. I'm assuming it's going to be dark.
You would think so.
So it's an IPA so this is straight from Ether. It's an IPA with deliciously malty and resinous aroma. What the hell is resinous? It delivers a beautiful balance between hops and malt, all IPA on the palate, but all black ale on the finish with no hint of its hearty ABV or its alcohol content.
Which is?
6.7, so it's a hefty beer. So it's 2 standard drinks in that little can.
No wonder you weren't drinking it throughout the whole show.
Might have been a better show for all we know.
Right. Could have been
it's had multiple awards, and it's got strong malty flavours that burst with hoppy flavour and aroma. It's got an IBU of 72. The malts are pale malt.
Hold on. What's an IBU?
IBU? Good question. Please hold while I read it and continue researching. So it uses pale malt, cararoma, caramalt, midnight wheat, and roast barley malts.
How much was the can?
In price?
Yeah. Well, not in bloody gold bullion.
No, it's probably about 0.000001 bitcoins. Probably about $6. I think it was about $6.
Oh, really? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, well, maybe $7.50. So it's a pricey.
Yeah, it is pricey.
Beer. And it uses Citra, Centennial, and Simcoe and Mosaic hops. So.
All right, come on. You're going to try this thing, seriously.
We'll be trying it.
Have you poured it into a glass? Oh, good.
Oh, my God. It's like a Guinness.
Yes, it looks like a Guinness. Definitely looks like a Guinness. It looks exactly like a Guinness.
Which is really confounding me because
it's like when you think of citrus.
Yeah, when you think of IPA, you get what you drink. No, not this. And look at the head on it.
I am looking at it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. While that's settling, because I don't want to have a mustache that will look funny on camera, but IBU, that's fine, is it? IBU stands for International Bitterness Unit Scale. So basically just measures how bitter it is. So the higher the number, the more bitter.
Okay.
I did know that, but I just forgot.
Oh, that's all right. That's okay. Not a problem.
So time for taste or aroma. Oh, it's very fruity. Cheers.
Because I wish I could smell it. I'm very, very. I don't know if is it Queensland or where? What is it?
Yes, it's a Brisbane brewery. Oh wow, it's almost like having a chocolate malt milkshake in some respects.
With lots of alcohol.
Two standard drinks worth.
Is it quite obvious that there's lots of alcohol? Does it have that sort of taste? If you're not?
No, it doesn't. Doesn't feel like you're drinking a heavy beer, but because it's like a stout, it's heavy in that respect. So not from an alcohol perspective, but it is like drinking a Guinness.
Just have that for dinner type thing.
Yeah, basically. Would I buy it again? I'm not sure.
Yes, that's a good question. That is a
Yes.
good question. So there's $7.50 in that can. So is it
Yeah,
worth
something like that.
$7.50?
If you're into that style, yes. I don't know if I'd buy it again. I think I might stick to my traditional IPAs and pale ales and ales and lagers. I'm not a big fan of stouts. I can drink them, but it's nice. It's got nice aftertaste. It's not heavy. A little bit malty. I haven't found it bitter either, even though it's got a high IBU.
I think it's good that you've gone out of your way to educate at Blurt's listeners and viewers on the arts and crafts of beer, and I will put an even bigger effort into my beer next time.
No worries. I am more than happy to be the guinea pig.
I need to. I need to compete with your funky ass beer. That's my beer's just not cutting it for me. I'm sorry. I'm feeling
sorry.
Very inferior here on the beer side of things. So, but yeah. So look, I think that's a lot tonight.
I think that's everything. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we got through it all, which is good. So I am going to say nothing at the moment, but I might say maybe I might say. Yeah, so I'll say good night, Wincy, and see you next week for another.
See you next week.
Show.
Yep. Exactly, and may the 4th be with you all, and happy Star Warring.
Have a great time. Enjoy. Keep safe.